makeup fans. So sadly enough, I have a foundation, a much hyped and loved foundation to tell you guys about today that I do not like. It's gotten so many great rave reviews and everybody seems to like it. I just hated it. I hated it so badly I could not even put it on and show you guys how it looked on because it was so dry and matte and horrible. And that is the Charlotte Tillbury Magic Foundation. And the color match, I have to say, was perfect. But I'll tell you what happened. I've worn this a couple times and tried it out, and oof, it's just the most matte thing I've ever had on my face. So I don't think it's supposed to be terrifically matte, but on me, it's just like paper. It's horribly, horribly matte. So I have extremely dry skin and very dull skin. And so whenever I look for a new foundation or try a new foundation, I like full coverage foundations and I like them to be dewy. I like a dewy finish, not a greasy finish by any means, but I do not like matte foundations on me because I am so dry already. And you just put dry on top of dry and it just looks worse and worse. I want something dewy and I want something that gives me more of a youthful look. Anything matte makes me look even older than I already look. Than that, I got number 2, which is called Fair, and it is pretty much the most close color match I've ever seen in a foundation. So it's a shame it doesn't work for me. So what it is, you get this rather odd stick kind of applicator, and this stuff is thick. Let me tell you, it is full coverage, and it is thick. And I like thick foundations. That's exactly what I want. Wonderful that you get a great big full bottle, by the way. It's almost all the way full. Just has a very foundation-y smell. There's no perfume in it. It doesn't smell perfume. The coverage is great. It goes on nicely. It goes on smoothly. You can spread it around easily. It doesn't set up real quick. But it is just so deadly matte. It is just so dead matte. So I put it on, and then I just lightly powder my foundations. I never go crazy on the powder. I just lightly powder because I like to have, you know, sort of a moist, dewy, youthful look. So I lightly powdered this one, and oh my gosh, it was just matte. I felt dry too. That's the thing, is it not only did it look dry, but I felt dry the longer I wore it. So I just applied it on my hand there. You can see it has a little bit of a wetness to it still. But then once it dries, it is completely flat. Okay, it's starting to dry, and you can see all the little crevices and cracks in my hand. And here's my hand relaxed. You can see how dry and wrinkly I look because it is so extremely matte. So now imagine if I put powder on top of that. It just did not work for me. So Charlotte Tillbury, I love her products. She makes a lot of really great products, including great skincare, but this one just does not work for me. So recently I sent a box of stuff into Glambot. Glambot.com is a site where you can buy gently used makeup or you can sell your gently used makeup. You know, a lot of times I get these palettes and all this different stuff. I try it once, I throw it in one of my drawers thinking I'm gonna wear it again, and I end up never using it again. So I end up with tons of makeup that I've used once or twice and just have forgotten about, or I've gotten new stuff that I like better. I end up with all this used makeup. Now Glambot has had so many bad reviews from people, and I think it's mostly from people who buy the used makeup. They're either, you know, they pay and they don't ever get the product, or the product is different. I don't know. I don't know anything about the buying aspect of it because I don't buy anything used. I don't buy used makeup. So I don't know anything about the buying aspect of it. However, I recently sold a giant box of my gently used high-end makeup to them. Now they only take certain brands, but they take just about every high-end brand you've ever heard of. And they've gotten a whole lot of bad reviews from people. People will say, you know, I sent in, yes, all my makeup was used, but I sent in $600 worth of retail of used makeup, and they gave me $75 to my PayPal for that. Or they wanted to give me that. That was their offer. So they send you an offer. You can either accept or reject it. If you reject the offer and you want your stuff back, you have to pay them to ship it back to you. You have to pay the postage. If you accept your offer, They offer you a cash offer, which goes to your PayPal account, or they offer you a credit type offer where you get more money towards their used makeup on their site. So I sent in this giant box. I had Urban Decay, I had Chanel, I had It Cosmetics, I had Bobbi Brown, I had Lorac, I had a Sigma brush. I had sent in tons of stuff. I sent in 2 of the Urban Decay Vice palettes. I sent in the Lorac Mega Pro palette that I reviewed for you guys and never used again. All of this stuff barely used. I think I sent in some YSL things, maybe one Dior thing. And also all of it high-end makeup, and I sent in a box. It was a 12 by 12 box of packed full of makeup. I individually wrapped the palettes and put them in there, and so it's a big 12 by 12 box full of high-end makeup. And I know, you know, the retail on it would have just been absolutely ridiculous. Some of this stuff I get for free because of my points programs. I've probably, at the bottom of my video, I have a link to Ebates and Mr Rebates. They are wonderful. I get tons of free makeup. So some of this stuff I get for free, but most of it I pay for, and it's high-end, and yes, the retail on it would be ridiculous, but the stuff you're sending them is used, number one. It is only really of value to you. So Glambot gets all of these negative reviews because people send in these boxes of makeup and they're used, and they say, I sent in $500 and $600 worth of retail used makeup and they only give me $73. They only gave me $73 in PayPal for that. Well, that's better than it sitting in a drawer and making $0 for you. I mean, this stuff that I had sitting in my drawers, when I went through it, I was certain I was never going to use it again. I'm never going to go and say, oh, I wish I hadn't sold them this or this or this. It's not ever going to get used again. It's sitting in your drawers. It's doing nothing for you. So I was more than happy to send them a 12 by 12 box packed full of high-end makeup, and they gave me $105 to my PayPal for that. So I used that $105, I turned it around, and I bought more makeup with it. So what's wrong with that? I don't know why so many people have to complain, oh, they're selling my used makeup on their site for 10 times what they paid me for it, and they're only giving me like $2 per item. It's of no value. If you can't take your stuff and sell it to somebody else, maybe somebody you know or some relative or something, and get money for it, then it's of zero value. I would rather have $105 than $0, because to me all that used makeup was worth $0 since I wasn't using it. So that's my experience with Glambot. Once I accepted their offer. 2 minutes later, they send me back an email. Okay, here's $105 to your PayPal account. It went to your PayPal account. So I don't see why there are so many negative reviews about selling to them. I don't know anything about buying from them, but selling to them, just send them your stuff. It's not doing you any good sitting in your drawers. So that is my rant and rave about Glambot. I think it's a good setup for sellers. I don't know anything about the buying, and I don't really care if they're going to sell my palette for $50 and they gave me $5 for it. I don't really care what they're going to sell it for. I can't sell it for $50. Nobody's going to give me $50 for a used palette unless I go through Facebook, and then I have all the drama, the accusations, the it's fake, the you never mailed it, the post office is screwing me over. I don't want all of that. I just want to send it all. It's gone. I don't have to take pictures of it, and nobody has to accuse me of any of it being fake. So that's my Glambot rant and rave. I will see you next time.